Silencing the homeschool troll. There is absolutely nothing in your lesson planner that has to be done today, and I want you to hear me out on this. Curriculum and grade levels are invented by people that sell curriculum, and they are guidelines to help the masses push their kids through a system and come out educated on the other side. However, as a homeschooler, curriculum, lesson planners, scopes and sequences, checklists, and all those things end up being trolls that sit on our shoulders, trying to whisper in our ear and keep our attention that, oh, you have to do lesson 17 today because you did lesson 16 yesterday. And you know what? Your son was in fourth grade this year, so that means he has to be in fifth grade next year. The troll whispering in your ear. There is nothing in your lesson plan that needs to get done today. And here's why. The curriculum is mapped out in a way that those lessons will be completed in an orderly fashion. The goal with curriculum is to get you from part A or point A to point B. And the goal is to complete the task. The goal is to complete the unit, to complete the study. In homeschool, though, curriculum fails to see the actual child. It fails to take into account your season of life, where your family's at, and the unique and amazing opportunities that you have right at your fingertips if you lean into what you are really excited about and what your kids are really excited about, where you live, people that you can converse with, opportunities that you have right in your back door. So if we can silence the troll and stop him from whispering in our ears, we can step back and there is one caveat, and I'll share that in the end, and I also have an invitation for you at the end, but that if you can silence the troll, you can do things like leaning into that character building and character training and heart coaching and that whole foundation. Part of the reason that we homeschool is so that we can invest in our child as a person, not just the academic stuff, but the person side, because we want to launch successful adults into the world that are kind and loving and considerate and responsible and diligent and hardworking, and people that are not afraid to say, I don't know, but I'll find out. Those are the goals as a homeschooler. It's like parenting, but with school supplies and art supplies. It's this magical journey that you get to raise up a person and then release them into the wild. And they will have a skill set. They will know how to read. They'll know their basic math facts. They'll be excellent communicators. They'll love to read, and they'll know how to find help when they need it. So curriculum, although it's not, you don't throw it out, it's just one of the things that we can use to educate our kids. But life is such an amazing classroom that you can hide all curriculum, break all the pencils, and still come out the other end brilliant and academically strong and able to take a problem and to seek assistance and to build a solution and then present it to the world. It doesn't hinder you if you hide the curriculum. Your lesson plan is like this thing that can chain you. It can make you feel like you're a failure because you didn't finish the lessons yesterday. So that means you're behind today, right? Wrong. You're not behind. You just didn't follow the steps in the curricular path, and that's okay. The only thing in your lesson plan that may have to be completed today is likely something that is assigned or scheduled by an outside source. Pay attention, because it's not something that you've decided that has a hard deadline, but it's typically something like a college entrance exam that the kids have to take on Tuesday at 9 o'clock, or a driver's test that you paid for and scheduled for Friday at 3. These are hard deadlines, and they're not movable unless you're sick, right? Unless life really throws you a curveball. But everything else in your planner is not you don't have to finish it that day. So does that mean that you should stop all academic learning? Of course not. Does that mean you should throw away all your curriculum? That's not what I said. Does that mean that there should be no pencil and paper or formal looking stuff that people, like a classroom teacher peeks in your window and they say, "Yup, looks like they're educating their kids." So should there not be any assignments that look like that? I'm not saying that either. What I am saying is that if you can break free from your lesson plan, if you can break free from your curriculum, if you can silence the troll that's telling you this is what you should do on Wednesday, if you can silence him, then you can unlock this flourishing and fun piece of homeschooling that so many homeschoolers are missing. They're burdened that their 5-year-old doesn't like the lesson that they have in front of them. So change the lesson or put it away. So what? It doesn't mean anything. You have an expectation of something that you want your child to do. And if there's sometimes that you do it anyway, because I said so, right? That is a real parenting thing. It's okay to be the parent. Sometimes you have to stand your ground and have things. But if your 5-year-old is not interested in the unit study that you're doing, change the unit study. Go outside and garden. Go on a walk. Go for an explore. Read a different story. It's okay. There is nothing in your lesson plan that is necessary, that is going to, at the end of the day, be the reason that your child is a success in life. Your lesson plan does not dictate that. You do. And how your child approaches learning is what will dictate whether or not they are a success or they're not a success. So let the chains of curriculum, let the chains of your lesson plan dissolve and go away. You're going to be left with, wow, this sounds really great. I really want to silence the troll, but I don't know how. And that's where I'm going to invite you inside Homeschooling Olympians. We're about to officially open the door, but we walk you through this process. We walk you through the troll and what he means in your brain and how to break free. And we walk you through how you deal with the fear and anxiety when you're not doing what the curriculum's telling you to do. And we help you do things like create your master homeschool goals and fix or identify or create rhythm and order within your home. And we teach you how to unlock this magic door of hands-on learning and passion-led experiences that truly allow your child to fall in love with the process of learning. Before I go dream with me, 10 years from now, 15 years from now, picture your child or your children. They're out of high school, they're out of your home if they're at least that old. Picture them 5 years out of your home. What do you picture them doing? Not for their job, but how do they approach life? How do they approach learning? Are they kind? Are they considerate? Are they responsible? Are they diligent? Are they hardworking? Do they seek to find solutions to challenges? Or are they bored out of their brain and just doing the next thing and doing the next thing? We do not homeschool to raise adults that are dull and lifeless. We homeschool to unlock the magic of what's inside of them and then to equip them so that they can thrive in their area of greatness. When I picture my kids 5 years out of school, and I already have a few that are that far, but when I picture my youngest two, 5 years out of school, I imagine them deeply knit in the community that they are surrounded in. I imagine them being the first to volunteer and the last person to leave. I imagine them being on time, being hardworking. I imagine them to be smiling faces, an encouraging ear, and masters at what they love to do. One of them will be well on his way to go to the Olympics in 2032. The other one will be well on his way, diving deep into forestry and marine biology and science and working towards possibly being a professor someday. And I know this not because we completed the curriculum, but because we silenced the troll. We didn't let curriculum and our lesson plan dictate how we homeschooled our kids. Instead, we pushed him aside and we sat him in his place and said, okay, I may need some help from you at some point. But today, I'm going to focus on heart and attitude because my kids are struggling right now. And I think that their heart attitudes are more important to that future adult than the lesson plan that you want me to complete, the assignment that you want me to complete. Letting go of the pressure that curriculum puts on us is hard. It's why we have Homeschooling Olympians. It's why we walk you through the mental process of breaking the chains, because this is so mainstream. They're in third grade, so you do third grade stuff, right? They're in seventh grade, so they do seventh grade stuff, right? Oh, they did lesson 49 yesterday, so they do lesson 50 today, right? This is the troll barking in your ear. But he's also mean. He has buddies. Yes, my son made these. Um, my youngest son made these during COVID. They also have buddies that say, because you didn't do what you were supposed to do yesterday, your child is destined to be a failure in life. And people will look at you and say, why on earth did you homeschool your kids? Because you messed up their future. See that? He's an imaginary thing. He was just created by somebody that had a wild imagination, just like the curriculum that's sitting on your kitchen table, just like the lesson plan that is mocking you from the kitchen, because out of all the things that you've planned so far this year, you've only completed 3 of them. Okay, don't buy the lies. Don't listen to the trolls. Recognize that you have, if your kids can read, you have this world of discovery in front of you. If they can't read, you start there. 5 to 20 minutes a day where you're reading and you're looking and you're just working on the actual foundations of reading. It doesn't matter when they read, it just matters that they read. So you focus on those foundations and then you live your life. But if they're in that flourishing and fun stage, you get to lean into things that they love. You get to see if there's a history connection, a science connection, if there's books about that, or movies, or museums, or people that you know that are experts in that field. And you get to dive in and you get to discover with them. It's slower than the pace of the troll. But the trolls are just marching along doing troll things, and that's not what we bought into when we decided to homeschool our kids. So break free from your lesson plan. If you need help with this, raise your hand, because that's why I'm out here, right? 25 years of homeschooling, 5 kids made it all the way through, and they all smile. They all have twinkles in their eyes. They all are excited about their area of passion, and they will stop and listen to you as you explain your area of passion. They're considerate, they're kind, they're wonderful. And it's not because we were lucky, but because we rolled up our sleeves and we silenced the troll and we did not let that lesson plan dictate what we did on Tuesday or Friday or Sunday or whatever. So anyway, that's my message for today. If you are not on the Homeschooling Olympians waitlist, I'm going to encourage you to jump on and get there, because wow, setting families free one at a time as they break the chains of curriculum is just amazing, and we would love to have you inside. So anyway, got questions? Drop them in the comments below, and I will see you next time.